The insult hung in the air like smoke. Danielle absorbed it without flinching. She turned to the receptionist. "I appreciate your concern, but I'm quite comfortable here. Could I perhaps speak with a manager or someone else who might be able to assist me?" Richard's chest puffed slightly. "I'm a manager. I'm the director of the showroom, actually, and I'm trying to save us both some time and embarrassment. We have certain standards here." "Standards?" Danielle repeated. "Could you explain these standards to me?" "We require proof of income, credit verification, references from existing luxury car owners," he said, his words carrying clearly. "It's a process designed to ensure that our vehicles go to people who can properly appreciate and maintain them." A well-dressed white woman near the Bentley display nodded approvingly. "Absolutely necessary," she murmured to her companion. "You have to protect the brand integrity, and you've determined that I wouldn't be able to appreciate or maintain a luxury vehicle based on." The question hung between them, exposing the ugly truth that both of them understood. "Based on experience," he said finally. "Pattern recognition. Professional judgment." "I see." Danielle pulled out her phone. "Would it help if I had someone call to vouch for my credentials?" "Miss, I really think Danielle," she said, looking up from her phone. "My name is Danielle Miller." The name meant nothing to Richard. "Miss Miller," he said, "I'm going to be direct with you because I believe in honesty. You've been in my showroom for 45 minutes, handling merchandise worth more than most people's houses. You're asking questions about vehicles that require substantial financial commitments. And frankly, nothing about your presentation suggests you're a serious buyer." "My presentation," Danielle repeated, her voice remaining level. "Could you elaborate on that?" Richard's confidence was building now, fed by what he perceived as an audience. "Look, I'm not trying to be cruel, but our cars are purchased by CEOs, celebrities, people with generational wealth. They're not impulse buys for people who want to take Instagram photos. You think I'm here for social media content?" Danielle said. "I think you're here because you saw something shiny and expensive, and you thought you'd see how close you could get before someone stopped you," he replied, his voice gaining volume. "I see it all the time. People who mistake browsing for buying, who confuse ambition with ability." Danielle reached into her purse and pulled out her phone again, sending a quick text message. Her fingers moved with calm precision. "Contact Sterling HQ immediately. Situation developing. Need corporate intervention in 30 minutes." The message was sent to Marcus, her executive assistant. Within moments, her phone buzzed with a confirmation. "Understood. Escalating now. Are you texting your friends about this?" Richard asked, his voice dripping with disdain. "Planning to put this on TikTok. Mr. Ashton, I'm trying to give you an opportunity to reconsider your approach." "My approach is what's built this business," he laughed. "It's what separates serious buyers from time wasters. I think we're done here. I think it's time for you to leave." The ultimatum hung in the air. The showroom had gone silent. Danielle checked her watch. 28 minutes until Marcus's deadline. "I prefer to stay," she said simply. "I'm still interested in purchasing a vehicle." Richard's face flushed red. He stepped closer, his voice dropping to a harsh whisper. "Listen to me very carefully. You don't belong here. You can't afford what we sell, and your persistence is becoming disruptive to my legitimate customers." He turned to the security guard. "David, escort this woman from the premises." David Johnson, a middle-aged black man, looked pained. "Ma'am," he said quietly, "I'm sorry, but I need to ask you to leave." "I understand you're doing your job," Danielle replied gently, "but I haven't broken any laws, haven't damaged any property, haven't threatened anyone. I'm a potential customer who has been treated with unprecedented hostility based on assumptions about my appearance and background." The crowd was growing larger. Richard's anger seemed to feed on the chaos. "Assumptions," he bellowed. "I assume that people who can afford million-dollar cars don't need to waste 45 minutes browsing and asking elementary questions." Danielle remained centered in the storm, her phone buzzing with messages from Marcus. The timeline was accelerating. "Mr. Ashton," she said, her voice cutting through the noise with calm authority. "You've made your position very clear. Now let me clarify mine." The showroom fell silent as Danielle stepped forward. "For the past hour, I have been insulted, dismissed, accused, and ultimately asked to leave this establishment. All of this has happened not because of anything I've said or done, but because of assumptions based on my appearance. I want you to remember this moment. Just as the tension reached its peak, Richard's phone rang. It was Jonathan Sterling, CEO of Sterling Motors International. Answer it, Danielle said quietly. Please put on speaker. Richard's hands were trembling as he accepted the call. The voice that emerged was crisp and tinged with barely controlled anger. Richard Ashton, this is Jonathan Sterling. I have just received a very disturbing report about an incident at your location involving Miss Danielle Miller. Please confirm that Miss Miller is present and unharmed. Richard's face went pale. Sir, there's been a misunderstanding. This woman, Ms. Miller, Jonathan Sterling's voice cut through his stammering. Ms. Miller is the CEO and founder of Miller Global Logistics. She is Sterling Motors' largest single client with active contracts totaling over $6 billion. She personally oversees the purchase and maintenance of our corporate fleets across North America. Danielle took the phone from Richard's nerveless fingers. Hello, Jonathan. Yes, I'm here and I'm fine, though I think we need to have a serious conversation about the culture of your Manhattan location. Ms. Miller, I cannot express how mortified I am. This is completely unacceptable, and I assure you that immediate action will be taken. Jonathan, she said into the phone, I think Mr. Ashton and his team would benefit from understanding exactly what this contract represents. Absolutely, Mr. Ashton, are you listening? Miller Global Logistics has been our partner for 8 years. They maintain a fleet of over 2,000 luxury vehicles. Ms. Miller's company accounts for approximately 40% of our North American sales volume. Richard looked as if he might faint. Danielle pulled out a business card. Miller Global Logistics. Danielle Miller, Chief Executive Officer. Founded in 2010 with a $50,000 loan from my grandmother. Current annual revenue, $2.8 billion. Corporate headquarters, 700 Peachtree Street, Atlanta, Georgia, 30308. Satellite offices in 43 cities across North America. She handed it to Richard. The crowd was completely silent. Richard, she said, I came here to purchase 12 vehicles for our new East Coast division. The total value of that purchase would have been approximately $3.2 million. The contract we've been discussing with your corporate office would have been worth $150 million over 5 years. Would have been, she repeated. Past tense, because what I've experienced here today tells me everything I need to know about the culture of this organization. Jonathan, she said into the phone, I'm formally notifying you that Miller Global Logistics is terminating all existing contracts with Sterling Motors, effective immediately. She ended the call. Within minutes, Richard's phone rang again. Each call brought the same message. He was suspended pending a full investigation, effective immediately. Danielle had walked into a showroom to buy a car and walked out as a symbol of something much more important. She had transformed a moment of humiliation into a movement of empowerment. Her prejudice had become her power, his discrimination, her opportunity to create change.